Hello, welcome or welcome back to All Things Shazzy. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I am going to be showing you today how I made these delicious strawberry biscuits from scratch. Hopping into it. So I started off, I have 2 cups of flour. I eyeballed some sugar. It was about 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm also going to put in a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm just going to use my whisk to go ahead and mix that all together and make sure that it is well blended. Okay, and so I'm adding in a tablespoon of Crisco flavored butter. Butter flavored Crisco. And then I'm just going to use my wooden spoon to just make sure that that's blended into the flour at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to be adding a whole stick of butter, and for some reason I could not find my grater. I couldn't find it nowhere, and only had this little cheap one that I got from Walmart, which doesn't work. So I decided to use a knife. So I have my knife here, and I was trying to just scrape it off, which was working at first to like scrape off or cut off small pieces, and then it just stopped working. So then I decided to just chop it down. You do have to make sure your butter is cold, okay? This butter is cold. I had put it in the freezer for a few moments. So I'm going to add this butter to my flour mix. Then you're just going to go ahead and blend the butter in. And again, this butter should be cold, so it shouldn't be melting or really sticking to the flour at all. So I have a cup of milk here. I am just going to add a little flavor to it. I added some cookie nut, and that was a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up, and then I'm going to pour it into this butter and flour mixture. I'm going to use a wooden spoon to just go ahead and mix that up real good. Okay, so now that it's nice and mixed up and well together like this, you're going to go ahead and put some flour onto your baking mat or to your clean surface, wherever you are going to need this dough at. And just pour all the dough, pour all the dough onto the flour bed, and you're just going to go ahead and knead it until it's no longer sticky to your hands anymore. And you can add more flour if need be. Right, so I have some strawberries here, you guys. These are fresh strawberries that I had chopped up and I placed in the freezer to freeze them. And I am just going to coat them with some flour. Coating them with some flour will help them to not bleed off into my biscuits as much, to give it time to bake, and then for that flour to go ahead, the flour and the strawberries to go ahead and bake in with it. So I am just going to add a little bit more flour here because my dough is still sticking to my hands and I didn't want that. And you guys, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, you can totally use freeze-dried strawberries, okay? I didn't have none. I would have rather went that route because it was easier for me this morning while cooking breakfast. Okay, so what you should be doing is that I pressed my dough out, and then I'm folding strawberries in between. So I pressed it out, folded, added some strawberries, pressed it out, folded, added some strawberries, and I'm folding it over. If you have these little peekaboos here, or these strawberries sticking out, just go ahead and put some more flour down and bring it all back together, okay? Okay, so once the dough is done kneading, you're just going to press it out to about 3/4 to an inch thick. And then I'm going to use my little circle cutter, my cookie cutter, okay, to just make some round biscuit size circles. Okay, so it can sometimes be easier to add flour to your cutter. So when you get them and they are stuck inside the cutter, don't push them out. You don't want to ruin the circle or the size. So I like to just gently pull it out. And so when you're done, you're just going to add some more flour to the dough and roll it up and knead it again, lay it flat again, and create more biscuits. Okay, so now we're going to add all of the biscuits to the pan here. I did spray it with some Baker's Joy. because I don't think this is non-stick anymore, okay? But definitely try to use a non-stick pan or a skillet. So I'm just going to lay all of my biscuits here, and then I am just going to brush them with some milk. I am using almond milk. You can use some melted butter. You can also use an egg wash, like just crack you an egg, blend it up, mix it up, and then brush the egg on top of the biscuits. This is just going to help them to brown. Okay, and I'm going to bake these at 375 for about 20 minutes. And while these are cooking, we're going to go ahead and make the icing, okay? So starting off with 1 cup of sugar. And this is powdered sugar. And I'm not putting 2 cups, you guys. I'm just using a half a cup measuring cup. And then I am going to start off with adding in some milk. I'm actually using coffee creamer. Start small, then you can increase gradually if you need some more milk. So I have 3 tablespoons in a cup that I'm using. So I didn't put all of it in at once, just in case. I didn't need it, but I did end up needing all 3 tablespoons, okay? And so you're just going to mix it up into your desired consistency. You just want it to be smooth and like a thick drip. Okay, so when my biscuits came out of the oven, I did let them cool for just a bit before adding the icing. And you guys know we're just going to drench these biscuits with icing, okay? We are going to go full force. Don't be scared. Alright, so here they are. So I'm going to let this icing sit. And after I let it sit and get hard, now we're going to add some more before we serve them because we want to. Okay, these biscuits are ready to eat, you guys. That's the end of my video. Thanks for watching.